Lightroom definitely is a brilliant software for editing your shots. You can pretty much do anything using the editing functions in the develop module. However, when it comes to photo manipulation, okay, that means you're kind of really changing something in the image. Like maybe, for instance, there were some spots here behind which I really wanted to deal with. Or maybe I wanted to get rid of this whole thing, something like that. These are photo manipulation techniques. For that, Photoshop is usually better. And since we're talking about a good workflow, okay, what we can do at this stage, if we ever need to access Photoshop is, let's say, maybe we want to just get rid of some particular thing in this photograph, okay? We'll see what to do later on, but the important part is how can you open up Photoshop right from here? So what you can do is anytime you need to access Photoshop, just right-click on the image, then just go to Edit In, and then set this option which says Edit in Photoshop, or click on it. And of course, you're going to have Photoshop because Photoshop and Lightroom come together with the Adobe Photography plan. So you always have both these software, okay? Of course, provided you've got stuff legally. So then it's going to just ask you that, do you want to edit this image inside Photoshop before it opens it? It's asking you that you want to edit with the edits that you've done, or do you want to edit the original without the edits that you did in the Lightroom? Usually, you're going to select the first option. That means, yeah, I want these edits also. On top of that, now open it up in Photoshop, and I want to make some changes which Photoshop is better at. So once you do that, and once you select that, you can see here, right here, Photoshop will open up, and it's just going to open up the image like this. And then let's say we use one of the tools where, let's say, Photoshop, really excels at. So for instance, let's try to use Photoshop's AI features maybe to do something which Lightroom simply cannot. So let's say we want to change her top a bit. So maybe I can, just quickly take one of the selection tools and then use the generative fill dialog box to, change into green top. Okay, let's just see. By the way, if you are interested in the AI part, do check out. I've got a lot of Photoshop courses. My latest one was about Photoshop AI features. So if you're interested in that, do check it out. And you can see that it does a pretty amazing job, right? So literally change the top. This is something you can't do in Lightroom. In fact, it'll give you multiple versions of the different tops, okay? Similarly, for example, if you didn't like this overblown part here, which kind of looks very dull, the sky here, you can literally go to the sky replacement part, and with just one click, it just replaces the whole sky into something very, very realistic and something really dramatic. I'm not showing all this right now. Obviously, this is not a course, but however, let's say we like this first result. So I choose the first result from here. And now what I can do is if I just close this image and just make sure that you save it, okay? So if I just save this, just saved it, and now, if I then just close Photoshop, just close the image. If I just close Photoshop and go back to Lightroom, boom, that's it. You just have to save the image, close Photoshop, and that change, if your Lightroom was already open, it gets reflected straight away back into Lightroom. Isn't that absolutely fantastic? So this is how you incorporate Photoshop also into your workflow. And finally, before we get to the proofing part, in the next video, there's just going to be a short video where I'm just going to be talking about one more important setting. So I'll see you there.